Hey everybody, Claus. Purdy is right here. You can't see her. There she is. We are getting ready to watch The Godfather. I told you all a long time ago I was going to do a reaction to this. I know Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 are highly revered. Godfather 3, everybody goes ahead and watches, but they say it's not as good as 1 and 2. It's a classic that I have never watched. I've never had an interest in watching it. I know it's a mobster movie. Marlon Brando is in it. Some other famous people are in it. It's just one of those I've never had a drawing to. So I figured let's get it, let's react to it, and see if I like it or not. I have watched other mob movies. Just trying to think of actual ones rather than funny ones. I mean, I've watched Married to the Mob, which is funny. I've watched Mickey Blue Eyes, which is funny. I have not. She's trying to eat that. You gonna play? Are you really just 2 years old instead of 20? Don't bite there. Um, so Goodfellas, I know, is also another popular one. I don't think I've seen that one. I think that's the one with Ray Liotta and some other actors that I know that I can't think of right now. But just trying to think if I've seen any serious mobster movies. I guess not, really. Maybe I haven't, I just don't remember. Look at that shine. Lots of shine. I don't, I know bits and pieces of The Godfather. I know the line, I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. Of course, that is spoofed in Robin Hood Men in Tights. I know that there's a horse head or a fish head. I think it's horse head that is put in somebody's car or in somebody's bed or something like that. So there are some elements that I know about it just through the years because how can you avoid it? But let's give this a listen to see how it goes. I can see the little girl's shadow in the window. She catches the bugs. Curtain's dancing a lot too. Let's see if I like it or not. And hopefully I like it because I've got 2 and 3 on the list as well. There was a long wait list to get this, which is part of the reason why it took so long. But we're going to get this recorded so they can go ahead and send me volume or episode or the sequel, Godfather 2, and go from there because there was a long wait on this one and a short wait on 2 and no wait on 3. All right, here we go. And I noticed the puppet thing is a popular moniker for The Godfather, and I don't know if that's because he's the one pulling the strings or if it stands for something else. Hey, buddy, are you going to join us? You want to watch The Godfather? And this is a 3 hour movie, so hopefully I'm entertained and it doesn't feel like 3 hours. The start reminds me of something. What does it remind me of? Oh, it reminds me of the beginning of the Salton Sea, which I wonder if that's where the Salton Sea got its inspiration from.
I I went to the police.
Supposed to
I picked
down
up
the
men.
shot.
These are the boys who were brought to trial. They smiled at me. Then I
Hey,
said to my
Jojo, you
wife,
gonna watch The
let
Godfather?
justice go to Don Corleone.
Don Car, Car I can't say the name. Corleone?
I'll give you anything you ask.
He wants him to kill him. Oh, look at the kitty kitty. Looks like Ryder. He's a happy kitty, too.
You don't ask with respect. You don't offer friendship.
He doesn't like being used.
You don't even think to call me Godfather. It's not justice. Your daughter is still alive.
Let him suffer then.
You mean he's got some ethics?
Godfather.
It's a little late.
Grazie, Godfather.
Big.
So he's going to do the job?
Wait. I mean, we're not murderers. In spite of what this Undertaker said.
Despite what the Undertaker said? Opa! Isn't that more of a Greek thing, or is that Italian? Isn't Pacino and De Niro also in this? I might just lump them into everything. Is he a reporter or a detective? I'm leaning towards detective. There's got to be a Carmine in the movie too, right? There's always a Carmine. Dad used to do this with us.
Stupid jerk.
It's a big wedding. Doesn't want people to know he's there or know he smokes.
It's part of the wedding. No Sicilian can refuse any request.
Sicilian. That's what my family history is. And I've got that video to do. Was that Carmine? I missed the name.
God damn FBI don't respect nothing.
Okay, so he is a detective. Doesn't trust the photographer?
You understand everything.
He didn't say it would work. I mean, that he would do it. Is the cake going to get ruined?
That man over there is talking to himself.
He's rehearsing.
I am honored and grateful that you have invited me to your daughter's wedding.
Whoops, messed up. Wish I understood it. It was something funny. Somebody famous? You know, it's kind of interesting in that organized crime, at least the leaders, tend to have connections to folks in the celebrity world, one way or another. You know, modern history, you've got the Bloods and the Crips that have their own celebrity figureheads.
Luca Brasi held a gun to his head, and my father assured him that either his brains or his signature would be on the contract.
She seems a little bit new to the family to be letting her in on that stuff. I'm guessing it's port wine, which is why it's in smaller glasses.
This is my brother Mike. Are you having a good
I think he's a little drunk. Uh-oh. There's the cake. Let's see if it survives. I don't like the lace sleeves and, what's it called? Gusset? The underlaying part.
Why don't you say you work for Corleone, Tom? I thought you were just some cheap two-bit hustler Johnny was running in trying to bluff me.
Totally different attitude, isn't it? And don't tell me that's the horse head that we're going to end up seeing.
I'll bet Russian Tsars never paid that.
It's blood.
And tell Luca Brasi to come in.
What's Luca supposed to do? Kevlar? Or whatever version for back in those days? What, Jojo? What? So do you think they'll try to kill Luco? For assuming he's a spy, which he is? What do you think? I know.
$50,000.
So what language is he speaking? So they killed Luco. Or Luca. They're going to try to kill him. They did kill him. He might survive, but I doubt it.
He has to say before you do anything. What's done is done.
I don't know what he wrote down.
The other New York families will go along with anything that'll prevent a full-scale war.
They still don't know about Luca yet either, do they?
The Don.
I don't
It's
like
good business, Tom.
people who think they can bully their way into power, because as soon as you give in to them, they'll just keep on bullying, and there's no getting out from underneath them. But if you put your foot down initially,
You just talk to Sonny.
things could change. I am thinking Don is not really dead.
They hit him with 5 shots and he's still alive.
Well, that's bad luck for me.
Okay,
Bad luck for you.
so if he's still alive, he may know how to attack back and make them pay, depending on how conscious he is.
Try Luke again. Go ahead.
That's Luca. So there were fish involved too. That's some tall grass. Don't tell me they're going to kill him all the way out here. That's a tall ship.
Leave the gun. Technique can only.
Wait, why'd they shoot him? Did I forget who is who and where?
Hey, Mikey, why don't you tell that nice girl you love her? I love you with all of my heart.
I almost feel like she's a spy. Hope she's not.
Oh, Paulie won't see him no more.
So that was Paulie who they killed. But I thought Paulie was one of theirs. I still don't understand why he was killed. Record skipping? Did they make another attempt on him?
What are you doing here?
I was just getting ready to say he's breathing. Great timing of movies. Moved him just in time.
Yes, Enzo. You better get out of here, Enzo. There's going to be trouble.
Enzo is the one that the one guy wanted to marry his daughter. Hello.
You'll be okay.
Somebody's gonna get shot. Are you bored? How could you be bored? Something about the lighter. There was that same lighter on the desk, wasn't there?
What's the Turk paying you to set up my father, Captain?
Turk.
Take a hold of him.
So
Stand him up.
they were talking Turkish. I don't know if Turkish is the language. Well, it's obvious the captain is on the other guy's payroll.
Hair on his ass, he's dead. Believe me.
Problem is when you get a hot head, it usually backfires. Looked like duct tape.
The gun will be there.
All right, listen. You drive him and you pick him up after the job.
Will the gun be
Come on,
there?
let's move.
Something's gonna go wrong. They lied about the meeting place. They're gonna kill him on the bridge? I guess they thought they were being followed. I never could do a corkscrew correctly, so I use the cork pulls. I have the tongs on either side, and you squeeze and pull out. Italian family. How do you say? Is the gun going to be there? It is there. Okay. Now is he actually going to go through with it? Where did he put the gun while he was doing that? Something about your father. About the L train? He didn't shoot the other guy twice, and he didn't drop the gun. So it's playing out how they hoped. Is there going to be retaliation, though? We're only halfway through. It's feeling long. I can't tell who they're showing us is dead. That's a lot of weight to carry upstairs, the bed and him. Chicken cacciatore.
What's the matter with you
Shut up and set the table.
That was rude. He's pissed. Oh, now he's going to be pissed. I think he liked the fact that Michael wasn't in the family business.
I could be doing a lot more for the family. We don't discuss business at the table.
The dysfunction. Is this back in the homeland? Tomasino? We haven't heard that name yet, have we? I missed something. Oh, that's Michael. Is that a monastery? Or it's a small town? That was a Russian flag.
America, va, tek, mito di America, GI. Perché? Non ridevo. Mannaggia, miseria, mannaggia.
I didn't get that.
E che sei rimasto colpito da un fulmine.
She knows him.
Lascia perdere. In Sicilia femmine sono come le... La conoscete? La conoscete?
No.
Yes, he does. Is it his daughter? Yeah.
But then your daughter would lose a father.
Ma allora vostra figlia perderebbe un padre.
Instead of gaining a husband.
Ooh, blackmailing.
Apollonia.
I have several in the family tree with that name. So I guess Kate is out the window. Maybe she wasn't a spy after all. So is prego thank you in Italian? It doesn't sound like de nada, which is Spanish, I know. Under the supervision of the family. Is Sonny going to be killed?
Let's go.
Oh, somebody's beat her. It's going to kill him. Break his fingers. I don't see how I can't think of the words in time. I don't see how the fire hydrant is not blowing the the crate away, because that's high pressure that water is under. How is the crate sitting there? Paused it just in time. Got married without Dad knowing. That's not going to go over well. It sounds more like a funeral than a wedding. Is that the dad? Why was he in a wheelchair all of a sudden? Oh, they're feeding. Is it a special food that is known to be done at Sicilian weddings that the bride and groom give out? Yep. There's Katie.
Hey, weren't expecting you, Kay. You should call.
Kay.
Yes, well,
She gonna fall out the window? Shoo. Okay. She's gonna lose the baby. He's gonna kill him now. They're gonna kill him. He's still alive? I was gonna say. Good going, Sonny. And of course he didn't tell anybody what Connie said. So Michael's gonna come home with a new wife. Vito needs a haircut.
No!
They left her side of her leg and everything showing. That's good filmmanship. Don't know if that's the right word.
That I will not be the one to break the peace we've made here today.
Does he have an alternative plan? Those were very specific words.
I know to this day that it was Bazzini all along.
So he learned something at the meeting? Don't tell me she's the next to die. Oh, no, there's Michael. Feels like the movie is not going to hit an ending point. Are they going to meet up with Fedore? I think they said his name was. I was going to learn about the casinos.
Your brother, Freddie. It was hey, girls here.
Fredo.
Business. He never said nothing to me about selling. Yeah, well, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. See,
There's the line.
You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I talked to Barzini. I can make a deal with him and still keep my hotel.
That was a weird voiceover.
Is that why you...
So, Barzini will move against you first. He'll set up a meeting with someone that you absolutely trust, guaranteeing your safety. And at that meeting, you'll be assassinated.
Did he just say that he was going to get assassinated? It's driving me nuts that he's got the upper button buttoned, especially without a tie. Letting the kid play with insecticide. Or did they just put water in it? Is something going to happen? Is he going to die? Heart attack? I don't think they had the body in the disc menu shot. I think it was just the garden. It's a lot of flowers. These are the other heads, right?
Mike, can I have a minute?
Is this the traitor?
He says we can straighten any of our problems out.
Hi.
You talked to him?
Yeah.
You came in time for the end.
I can arrange security. On my territory.
I've decided to be godfather to Connie's baby. And then I'll meet with Don Barzini and Tatalia. All the heads of the 5 families.
So he's going to surprise the meet with the other heads. Did you come just for the end? I haven't seen the breathing thing before. And I'm at the point where I'm confused as to who's on whose team. That's the guy that's not a real cop. That's Mo. It would have hurt falling down those steps. My batteries are dying in the buds, so hopefully they last a little bit longer. Who were the man and the woman in the bed that were killed? That's the traitor, isn't it?
You have to answer for Santino, Carlo.
Oh, is Carlo the one that... Was he the one that had the lighter? For somebody who didn't want in the family business at the beginning, he's learned very well. No threats about hurting Connie, huh? Is he a dead man here? Surprised he didn't kick the camera. He did say he wouldn't be the one to kill him. I need to remember to tell you a story about one of my English teachers. I hope this is the end of the movie. So I knew Marlon Brando. And I was thinking Al Pacino was in it, but I didn't recognize him. He's so young in this as Michael. But it fits, now that I think about it. James Caan, I didn't recognize as Sonny. Robert Duvall, I know the name, but I don't know how I know it. Conti. Let me take my ears out. Hold on a minute. So Conti is a name I know because of my stepfather's business. And it was funny. Before his retirement, we went to he worked for Ma Bell, for anybody who knows what that is. And it was a company dinner type of thing. I think it was like an annual reports type meeting. And the table that my mom, stepdad, and I all sat at had a bunch, it was all men, and one of the guys' name was Tony Conti. And somehow we got to talking. I forget exactly what it was. I can't remember if he's the one that introduced the puzzle for us to solve. And I will put it up written out on here. And if you guys can figure out the puzzle, then put it in the comments below. But he started talking to me, and I forget what all we were talking about, but he found out that part of my family is also Italian. We're Sicilian. We're actually from Shaka, Sicily. And somehow that transitioned into him saying that I was part of his family and he would protect me and all that kind of stuff. And I'm 99% sure he was joking around, but you never know. But I just remember thinking it was funny and everything for him to say that to me. I think part of it was working with my stepfather as well, was part of me being part of the family and being protected. But but my Sclafani background also came up. That's my Italian last name. So, okay, that's my Conte story. Conte. Let's finish watching this. Oh, that was Diane Keaton? That's weird that these names are at the very end of everything else. Oh, Apollonia. I don't have family with that name. Ampaloia is the family name I was thinking of. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to check. It does have his body in the garden. I didn't realize that. I just saw the garden and the canopy. Okay, sorry about the sound change. The earbuds only last for just under 4 hours, and I had recorded the next episode of Night Stalker for you all because I had to get that one done also. So, thoughts on the movie? Oh, it was long. It was very long. And it was interesting. I don't get what the big deal is out of it, but that's probably because it's just not my kind of thing. I wasn't disappointed in it enough to not watch 2 and 3. I'll still watch those. Like I said, I didn't realize that Al Pacino was Michael. I knew he looked familiar, and I was like, he looks very similar to Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate, but I know that wasn't Dustin Hoffman. So it was cool seeing him in a younger role, because I don't think I've seen him that young before. De Niro was not in it. I know that they tend to be thought of when you think of mobster movies. Marlon Brando I knew. Robert Duvall, is that the name of the one guy? Okay. So Robert Duvall was in a bunch of stuff. I probably don't know him from any of those movies because they're older than I tend to watch. Mod Squad. Didn't really. Oh, he just had a single role in that. Looks like I'll see him again in The Godfather Part 2. The Godfather Saga. I didn't realize there was a mini-series. Never did see Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Colors. I think I saw what they're talking about in Colors, but I don't remember much of the movie, if any of the movie. I didn't watch Lonesome Dove. Didn't watch The Scarlet Letter. Secondhand Lions. Maybe that's where I recognize his face from. I recognize his face on IMDb more than I do from the movie. But I like Secondhand Lions. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Looks like they've used his voice a lot for the Godfather video games. Maybe I just know him just in general, because I haven't seen most of the stuff he's been in. I noticed that. So under crazy credits, it says Marlon Brando's name is the only one that is not accompanied by the character name that he plays, which was Vito Corleone. I can't say it. There's probably way too much trivia, but let's see. Only 298 items under the trivia, which means there's probably a lot of duplicate. So I commented about how heavy it would be to lift Marlon Brando and the bed up those stairs with just two guys. Well, apparently a prank that he did was put weights under his body in the bed to make it harder to lift him. The guy who played Luca Brasi was so nervous about working with Marlon Brando that in the first take of their scene together, he flubbed some lines. The director liked the genuine nervousness and used it in the final cut. The scenes of Luca practicing his speech were added later. Okay, it fit. So I think I heard this trivia, but I'm not sure. Marlon Brando wanted to make Don Corleone look like a bulldog, so he stuffed his cheeks with cotton wool for the audition. For the actual filming, he wore a mouthpiece made by a dentist. This appliance is on display in the American Museum of the Moving Image in Queens, New York. So if you've watched Robin Hood Men in Tights, one of the scenes is Dom DeLuise doing his Marlon Brando impersonation, and he takes cotton balls and the little rolled gauze out of his mouth. And I wonder if that was a spoof on this, which who knows if it's real or not, because anybody can add stuff to IMDb. But maybe that's why they did that for Robin Hood. The cat held by Marlon Brando in the opening scene was a stray cat that Francis Ford Coppola, can't say it without saying the full name, found while on the lot at Paramount Pictures and was not originally called for in the script. So content was the cat that is purring muffled some of Brando's dialogue, and as a result, most of his lines had to be looped. I did hear the cat purring. That's why I said, oh, and he's happy. Most of the cars have wooden bumpers. Bumpers were removed by car owners during World War II and replaced with wooden ones. The chrome ones were turned in to help with the war effort. After the war, it took several years for them to be replaced. I didn't know that little bit of trivia. Brando did not memorize most of his lines and read from cue cards during most of the film. As a matter of fact, Marlon, who was the father of method acting, was famous for this. He felt doing a cold open type reading for the cameras and then using that very first unpracticed take was the best way to get an authentic performance. He did the exact same thing for Superman. The set for Krypton was filled with cards pasted here and there for Marlon as he read his lines for the first time. Apparently the line, leave the gun, take the cannoli, was ad-libbed. I still don't know why they shot Paulie. Was Paulie one of the other gang's men? There were certain things that got me lost, and part of it is I can't always keep track of who's with what, which is one reason why I don't like these type of movies. Yeah. It took 4 days. Inconceivable! It took 4 days to shoot in the scene where Sonny beats up Carlo, and featured more than 700 extras. The use of the garbage can lid was improvised. According to Al Pacino, the tears in Marlon Brando's eyes were real in the hospital scene when Michael pledges himself to his father. Okay, and it just keeps on going. I was curious as to the scene where they choke out Carlos, and his foot goes through the window and gets close to hitting the camera, but doesn't hit the camera. I was curious as to whether that was supposed to happen that way or not, but I'm not reading through 300 trivia. Do I want to add anything else? I might have understood some things a little bit more if I understood what was being said, and a lot of times movies will put in the subtitles when there's going to be another language and, come on, when there's going to be another language and people don't necessarily speak that language. So I didn't have subtitles on because I can't read fast enough anyhow, and I didn't want it distracting me for the English parts of the movie. So there might have been some stuff I missed in that talk. I recognize some words, but Italian is different from Spanish, and so I didn't recognize a lot. And I can't speak Spanish for those of you that have been around to hear me talk about that. You threw yourself down very awkwardly. This is one hind leg right here. Here's the other hind leg. And she's holding on to my jeans. Have you figured out you're in a bad position? Shall we show everybody? You'll scream as soon as I lean forward. There, we'll show everybody the awkward position you put yourself in. So, at any rate, I kind of got to lean down now. At any rate, there's probably stuff that I lost in translation, and I don't know if it would have helped me or not anyhow, since I got lost on some of the stuff that was in English to begin with. It felt very long, and I'm used to slow movies, so it's not that. You know, I like Windwalker and Clan of the Cave Bear and those kind of movies, and they're long movies, but this one I felt the length. So we'll get this in the mail, and hopefully it won't take too long to get the second one. And I'll get that recorded for y'all. Make sure the earbuds are charged fresh. They actually lasted long enough, so I'm surprised. But sorry for the sound change there at the end. But thank you for joining me on this one. If you want to leave me any trivia, you're welcome to do so. We'll kind of go from there. And if you think it's not important for me to watch 3, let me know. I will watch 2, because I know fans of the series like 1 and 2. But if it's not important to watch 3, then let me know. I'll save myself 2 or 3 hours. All right. Thank you all for joining me. See you next time. Bye. You're going to get up?